And welcome back to Tradeify Crypto. It's me and the Jonathan with the Edge. It's his second day, and I'm really excited what he's going to teach me. That's what I do. Whenever I see new hosts, I ask them questions and take away their sauce. That's what we are going to share today on the stream. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Glenn. How are you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing really well, mate. I'm doing really well. It's been I feel like it's been a bit of a long day today, to be honest. I feel like I've not caught up on the markets too much at the moment. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of catching up right now. So I'm hoping you can fill me in a little bit as well with what's going on. But yeah, no, I'm doing really well, mate. I'm excited for today. Obviously, yesterday was quite a volatile day in the market. So
Yeah.
there was a lot to talk about in terms of all the CPI and stuff. And then today we've got more data coming out. So
Yeah.
as the data flows, it gets me going. So yeah, no, I'm excited for today as well.
I mean, also we have PPI, so it's going to be another volatile day.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, whether it'll have as much impact to CPI yesterday. I think obviously it will play a part, but we'll have to wait and see how that reacts. Yeah, it's been it was a bit of a weird day actually, because obviously the dollar, when we were talking about it, we were talking about the yields yesterday a lot, and the fact that they were expected to drop because of CPI coming in lower, and we did get that. But since then, we've just kind of moved pretty much sideways for the dollar, gained a little bit of strength overnight, and I think it's just kind of holding there because of the Middle East tensions at the moment and the escalations going on. So if that starts to get a little bit better, if tensions ease a little bit, which at the moment doesn't look to be the case, then I'm still trying to look for this bit of a dollar breakdown at the moment. But again, we've got Fed Wash testifying as well. So, we're in that. I think this channel kind of represents the dollar quite nicely at the moment in terms of the up and down movements that we've seen. Bond traders really trying to price in what's going to happen next. They're just kind of grinding higher into what they think is going to be rate hikes coming. So that's why we're starting to see that kind of dollar strength in the market. I have been trying to trade a little bit today. I did take a euro dollar short earlier, just this little sort of downward movement here, just on this 5-minute chart. And I've just banked one position. I'm just leaving another one open at the moment just to see if we can continue to trade lower. Stops at break even. So I'll just show you over here. So already kind of banked one at 1-to-1. Didn't want to kind of push it through that because we were coming into these lows. So I always think that if you're day trading, always take some profit off at the first point of support or resistance, just to try and get a little bit of a foothold in. The move stops now, so hopefully we can continue to kind of grind lower here. Didn't end up getting into a Bitcoin trade yesterday. I know we were talking a lot about potentially shorting Bitcoin yesterday. I didn't end up getting it. We were looking around this sort of area in here. We had that kind of point of control, and we were looking at this rejection, but it just didn't set up very nice, to be honest. We were looking at the kind of breakdown that was forming around. Let me just turn this off and zoom out a little bit so I can see where we actually are. So it was around this little area here. This is the kind of markup trade that I was looking for. But we didn't actually get a decent breakthrough. So I actually put a sell stop order, and this is why I love using stop orders, below this low, because if momentum then takes you in, great, but it didn't. It just rolled away. So I ended up just closing it, and I was like, well, didn't get triggered, no bother there. And price has since just kind of continued to kind of grind higher, and now we're kind of accumulating again towards that kind of 64.50 area. I actually saw a really interesting chart. I was going to try and bring it up today, but I screenshotted it on my phone. Oh, that's my alert going off. So that's euro dollar starting to drop a little bit lower here. I saw this really interesting chart, which I will try and bring it up. I've just got to send it to myself first. But it was kind of like showing how Trump was impacting the Bitcoin price. And I thought, oh, that's quite interesting to see in terms of when the war started. Bitcoin prices dropped quite significantly. When the peace talks were happening, it rebounded. And that's just showing you the risk on, risk off flow that happens when it comes to Bitcoin. But I'll have to try and bring it up. I'll see if I can send it to myself, and then I'll bring it up on screen, so we can take a little look at it in a bit.
So we can say that the Bitcoin chart is a mood swing of Trump in the candle form.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of like Bitcoin and things like that, to me, it's the ultimate risk asset, right? It is one of those markets where it really thrives in a risk-on environment and really thrives in an environment where people have spare capital and they're willing to put a little bit of extra risk in it, because we know the swings in Bitcoin can be like, 20-30% or whatever. So it kind of acts aggressively, and that's where you only really want to put in cash that you have to spare to kind of give that a full move. So I think Bitcoin for me is a really good barometer of that currency strength and weakness in the market. So I use it quite often just to kind of see what's happening, and just kind of look at it as okay, are we risk on or not? Because if Bitcoin's rising, then a good chance is that people are feeling like they want to get involved in the markets again. So I think it's the ultimate sort of risk on tool.
Yeah. Hello, Anastasiia. How are you
guys
doing?
well, hey, how are you? Good. Jonathan,
is she on mute or I can't hear?
I am not muted, but I'm very curious.
Ruben, can you please confirm that?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh no, that same night
Perfect.
again. I have to rejoin then.
Always the same story. One of us needs to be kicked out to hear it. Today it was me, today it's his turn. Just keeps the life entertaining. Jonathan, how are you doing? Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Yeah, this is exciting. I hope I'm not the one that's going to have the technical issues, to be honest. This is my second day, so I'm hoping I get like good luck and nothing happens to me.
No, it seems like you're doing just fine. Hey guys,
how are you?
Good to see you. How are you, Luna? Welcome, guys. Welcome. How are you today? Are you back?
Just watching.
Yeah, I'm back. I can hear you finally.
Yeah. So, guys, what you were talking about, I kind of got in between the conversation.
It was about the euro and the Bitcoin and Trump and his mood swings.
Yeah, I'm just following this little euro trade at the moment, just seeing if I can eke this out for a 2-to-1. My actual target is all the way down into yesterday's value area, so I'm trying to see if we can kind of, or at least point of control of yesterday. So I'm seeing if I can follow that all the way down. Whether we will or not is a different question. Stops at break even anyway, so I've already banked one position, so I'm just going to see if it can continue down. Might just try and watch these lower highs, lower lows on the 1 minute chart. If they start to break, I'll probably just bank a little bit. So yeah, wait and see on that one. But ultimately, seeing if this dollar strength can continue rolling into the US session. We've got data coming up in 20 minutes on the PPI, so just trying to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on those bond yields. See if we can get a little bit more upside.
Yeah, we had euro yesterday. And might take
for me, Anastasiia, you like break it up. I don't know if that's the same for Ayush as well.
Is it breaking? Is it on my side
it's
or?
It's a bit lagging when we didn't understand what you said.
Let me, I don't know, try to read this.
We have Mandy and Q in the chat. Welcome back. Long time no see. Long time no see. And Roman, what should be we keep the target, because yesterday we were very close to hit it. I don't know, we managed to hit 25 like. What should we do today? What should be the like target? 40. Roman is saying 40 likes for the giveaway, for the duck race. Okay. And yeah, 40 likes, a very easy target for you guys. And talking about Bitcoin, is the thing is, it is out of the range. Okay, I have to share my screen. Oh, is it already? Yeah. Thank you so much, Roman. So, Jonathan, as we were targeting this range yesterday about maybe for another sell opportunity, but we are about the range. You can see on my chart. I still feel that this is going to be relatively difficult for sellers to continue lower at near this support level. I might look at it as another support level for long opportunity towards 66,000 and then drop lower. And talking about Ethereum, this guy is so bullish. It's also kind of same setup, another support level created because of the CPI candle. I'm assuming it is gonna act as a low volume node area which it can act as support. So for both, now it's more like if we kind of make a lower low on the 4 hour, it will be another confirmation for a continuation downtrend. But for now, I'm not looking for selling opportunities only because we broke above the really strong resistance level. Now more like we're waiting for continuation, and PPI I might feel we might see 66,000, and I see half of my chart and Anastasiia chart. We are trying to align the candles here, or is it for me only?
I'm not sure.
So we are both gonna talk about something. That's why this is the thing. Okay, now it's me only. So yeah, Anastasiia, anything on gold? Did you catch anything? Because I really know. I got the answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me well now? Is it better?
Yep.
It is
much better
than before.
Much better.
Perfect. So hopefully it's fixed. I was saying before that I was actually short on euro yesterday and on pound as well. So it hit my target, and CPI was in the opposite direction. And then I was again short on pound today, which hit my target, which was here. And I was short on euro, which hit my break even on the small little pullback. And I'm just gonna send the screenshot in our group so you guys can see it. It was actually very painful to watch, and now it's going to my target. I'm not gonna re-enter it though, just like for gold. So I'm normally waiting for gold to be bullish. I'm probably not going to enter it until the PPI numbers are out, because the PPI can be very different, and I'm not sure I want to risk that, to be fairly honest with you. Initially, I'm bullish for many reasons, because if you look at the week, this is silver, and gold is going to be very similar. 1 second here. So if you look at gold on the 4-hour time frame, which is right here, something I was looking already yesterday is that for a very long time, well, first of all, without even accumulative delta. So I was looking at their price action and how sharp did the price drop. So compared to this low and this low, the next ones are very close to each other. So that's a choppiness of the movement, and usually gets created before the reversal. And since this is 4-hour time frame, I'm expecting quite a mid-term or like long-term reversal on gold. Also, if we connect to cumulative delta towards this, we will see that over a long period of time, cumulative delta has been dropping as price was dropping. And despite even this V-shaped recovery, we see that actually the amount of asks that was coming in the market wasn't that significant. So although the price was going up, their cumulative delta was ranging, which was the confirmation of the continuation of their bearish direction. Now, for this current moment, what I can see right now is that we are dropping, as a cumulative delta is dropping, and now for the first time in a very long time, cumulative delta is trying to show us a breakout of the previous lows or the previous highs and eventual reversal to the upside. So this is the first time in a very long time when cumulative delta is actually renewing the previous low highs. So they're creating the higher high compared to the previous amount of asks and this balance between asks and bids. We see that it's been continuously in a downtrend, so the amount of bids in the market was continuously overweighing heavily the amount of asks. And also, if we zoom in, something on a really, really close note, and we look at yesterday's and today's move. And the reason I'm looking for a buy today is that if you look at this direction, so yesterday the price was going up on the CPI and cumulative delta was showing the same direction. So cumulative delta was rising, price was rising. Now today we had the correction, or yesterday already, and the continuation was today of the CPI candle. And we see that the cumulative delta, unlike yesterday, wasn't moving. So we had the consolidation, the range on the cumulative delta, which, as we talked about a couple of Thursdays ago, is the bullish sign. So if price is dropping, but cumulative delta is ranging, on their cheat sheet that I shared in Discord of Tradeify crypto channel, Tradeify Discord in general, this is the bullish sign for me. So this is the reason I'm looking for the continuation for the upside today. I want to kind of take an entry now because we will also see that this is the daily open. So for the day, we are bearish on the price. Cumulative delta didn't change for the day. So we are approximately where we started for the cumulative delta, which is once again price dropping even within an intraday perspective. Cumulative delta is ranging. So I'm looking for this bullish movement, and I want to take it now because this was a bullish key level if broken eventually on the PPI. But I want to wait for the PPI concerning the numbers that came out yesterday, which is completely not normal compared to the previous stats that we had for months. There was nothing happening that could drop the CPI so much. So I have doubts about how realistic these numbers are, but that's a different question. So I don't know what to expect from the PPI. It's forecasted to be also lower. So if it is, we'll see another spike, and I might miss out on this trade. We'll see. So Ayush, what is your view today on gold?
So yesterday, after the CPI news, I took a short after the stream. It was around 11:30, where it formed kind of double top setup, and I took a sell in this candle and targeted this range low, and it was painful to watch that it came all the way down towards the data low of the CPI candle. But I loved it the way it performed, and today I saw a lip whale. Let me share this. I know it looks really small, but that's what I took on the futures chart, because this candle was in low volume node and targeted the lows. Right after I was out, it came back above, and for that I have to share MotiWave, which I'm going to do in a second. Where is it? Okay. I don't know where it is. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that at the low volume area, price was really heavily bearish. A lot of selling coming in this candle. You can see a big order came in and inverted this low volume area, closed above, and gave a really good opportunity. And I really agree with your analysis. Even if I'm looking on the intraday perspective, we are above the HVN. So I'm using this area as support now for the PPI. So if whatever happens during the news, if we stay above this HVN and this higher high, previous high, then I think it can easily go towards this next HVN, which is at price 4058. So that can be a next long target if we see some good volume coming in during the news. So that's my take on it. And there's a lot of selling, but no follow through. So I feel all of them are going to get absorbed and push it towards 4060 on the gold. That's my outlook on PAX, on XU, on gold. Yeah.
We're all sitting on our hands then for this news.
Yesterday it was so volatile. You know, I set some stop orders, and it got slipped, and it actually went into the direction I wanted, but it crushed the consistency rule. So it's like not win but not win. My target eventually increased in the prop. So it's like I'm happy, I'm not happy as well. Both.
That's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate.
I wanted a little, but it gave me extra.
Yeah.
So let's see how many people we have. We have 14 people watching. Let's see how many likes we have.
I'm saying that it's the only time in trading when you're not happy that you got extra profit.
Only because of the rule, yeah. Okay, 10 likes, 30 more, and we do the giveaway. And yeah, I mean, Jonathan, I know we did already stream today, yesterday, but for everyone who is joining us today, could you tell us a bit about yourself? How did you get started in trading? When did you begin? And give us a little bit of your background and stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I probably took a very kind of like traditional retail trader route. You know, I used to work for my dad's company as just working in his building construction company, and I was just like, didn't enjoy it at all. Wasn't something that I felt was for me. So I had to decide to do something, and I ended up just kind of like, you know, finding out about trading and stuff online. I think typical ways as how somebody would, and ended up going to sort of like a workshop locally, and then from there just got hooked really. Really wanted to just understand the markets, and spent a couple of years just trying to, you know, learn a lot about it. And I think initially, like everybody else, like started on sort of technical analysis and all that kind of stuff, just because I'm a visual person, so when charts are visual as well, it's kind of easy to pick up. So I went through that whole thing of, you know, trying to trade from a technical basis and things like that, but I always felt like, you know, the markets, there was more to markets than it just being like, you know, a technical break of X, Y, and Z and whatnot. So I ended up going down the route of trying to understand sort of macroeconomics and how the market works. Why do currencies react to certain news events or all that kind of stuff? So yeah, I ended up going down that road, and then started working in the CFD industry as an analyst, and have been doing that now for, you know, nearly 10 years. Trade predominantly with my own capital, and I've just been building my own capital up over the years. Done a bit of trading for others, got really fortunate and worked with a few kind of people that used to kind of work at hedge funds and stuff. So I've had a lot of exposure to certain things. So yeah, I mean, right now, you know, I'm more of just kind of like a swing trader at the moment, but you know, I do dabble in the lower time frames, just like I was showing you then. I can go down to sort of lower time frames and trade those. Yeah. Like I said yesterday, I used to trade Euro futures quite a bit as well, using, you know, volume profile, order flow, all that kind of stuff, which I can see you guys are dabbling in here as well, which is nice, because I can see that, you know, I'm familiar with that, so I'm not looking at those going, what are those charts? So that's nice. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of done a little bit of everything, and then just kind of narrowed it down to the fact that, you know, the markets, you know, move in particular ways because of what's going on in global markets, and I just try and make sure that I'm on the right side of the market more than I'm not now. And yeah, I mean, I've been trading for, like I said, about 10 years now. Use all different kinds of analysis. I use a lot of sentiment analysis as well. So a lot of looking into sort of like the commitment of trader reports and things like that. Seasonal analysis as well. I'm a real big seasonal guy. I can show you some software in a little bit that I use to trade seasonal patterns. But I just basically try and combine as many, confluences together to be able to form sort of trading ideas. And my big thing is always trying to find, the why something could move. Why is the dollar going to be stronger? Why is the dollar going to be weaker? Why have we seen the New Zealand dollar rally recently? All that kind of stuff helps me formulate trade ideas, and then also gives me confidence to hold those trade ideas as well. So yeah, I've transitioned a lot over the years. Started off very much as a technical based sort of trader, and I went down the whole rabbit hole of even using harmonic patterns and all this kind of stuff. I think I've tested pretty much everything there is to test in these markets.
Exactly.
And then, ended up obviously rolling into sort of, the macro stuff, rolling into futures a little bit as well. So yeah, I've kind of done a lot of everything. So yeah, but I would say I'll have a very traditional retail trader background of, especially the exposure to it. I think, mind you, when I started, there wasn't as much social media stuff going around about trading then. It was probably like 2 or 3 big YouTube channels at that point, and then there was Instagram trading wasn't really a thing either back then. So it's interesting to see how it's grown over the years. I sound like an old man, but I'm only 32. So I sound old. So yeah, I mean, I like to think I'm a little bit of a traditionalist as well in the markets. I like to try and think of the global macro, and what my goal is with all of this is to, try and get people to think outside the box a little bit, think about, why things move, and, understand it a little bit more before they go and try and trade and try and earn that money. I think longevity beats, trying to make a quick buck in this game. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the streams, and hopefully I can fulfill that as we go through.
Yeah, I mean, I was so basically, if anyone here was looking for an excuse not to trade, you just ruined all of them.
No, I'm trying to put people off.
I get a question for you. So you mentioned that multiple assets, and you said you've tried a lot of things in the markets. So what are the assets that you trade daily? Because I understand that from macroeconomical perspective, you put the whole picture together, which is your framework, right, and so on. But are there any specific assets that you focus on for your own trading on a daily basis, or is it kind of everything depending on what's moving?
It's kind of a bit of everything. I'm mainly FX focused, so I'll focus a lot on currency markets. But I do dabble in a little bit of everything as well. I think if there is something to trade, I'll trade it. And if it's, sometimes I'll trade some US stock markets and US stocks, individual stocks as well, depending on kind of their seasonal patterns and stuff. So it's a little bit of everything. I think when you are swing trading, sometimes, let's say if I was purely trading euro dollar and then I was trying to swing trade that, it can be, maybe I'm waiting like weeks or whatever to take a trade on it. So I think if you are trying to swing trade, maybe opening your mindset to more assets is a little bit better, because it just gives you more opportunity. But yeah, I predominantly, am an FX trader by trade. So yeah, I mainly focus on that sort of area.
Oh shit. PPI came in. Same like CPI, not a lot. Sorry to interrupt you, but the candle was so good.
No, you're good.
Oh yeah, So
Of course.
I thought someone was long already, Anastasia.
No, I was
Oh,
not.
oh my God! You always give a signal, but you never take it.
But I mean, you know how it is. Like today it's gonna work out, and tomorrow on the PPI is not gonna work out. So I'm like, I don't trade PPI release. I can even trade CPI, I can trade PC, but PPI is like the release that I don't usually trade. It doesn't mean that it's not hurting me to see it went to my target with one candle.
Yeah.
Oh, my entry.
And I saw the screenshot in the chat. I mean, it's so painful.
Yeah, that's
Just a
another
wick.
one. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, but following on what you said, Jonathan, I think it's different. Yeah, like actually it's a good point when you are a swing trader, you kind of explore more different assets because of course your trade is taking a very long time to actually get completed, you know, your whole trade ID. And I also think because it's macroeconomics that you are focusing on, it's actually also going to depend on what's moving in the markets. And it just even based on macroeconomy, you will be able to find like lots of different opportunities, which are going to be very interesting for different kind of markets. So yeah, it's completely different than intraday trading, for example, or scalping when you get this kind of things daily, you know, and you just need to focus on a couple of things, a couple of assets, and repeatedly execute the same edge.
Yeah, no, 100%. When I traded futures, it was always euro. It was never anything else, and it was always like, you know, trying to trade the London session or the US session. And I'd always kind of stick within those sort of time frames. But I was saying to Ayush yesterday that my personality kind of thrives a little bit better when I've got a bit more time to think about stuff. So, you know, sometimes when you're trading these lower time frames, you have to think really quickly and you have to be very disciplined, very structured. I actually find that sometimes, you know, now I've day traded and gone to swing trading, like, it's just very easy compared to day trading, but also I can switch back into that quite easily as well, and have a little bit more composure now versus when I first did it, and was kind of, you know, searching for those trades. But yeah, we can see that the market's obviously rallying at the moment. Gold in particular, PPI has just come out. We've got a PPI year on year coming in at 5.5% versus forecasted 6.2%. PPI month on month down minus 0.3%. Now this is pretty dollar bearish for a good couple of reasons. So PPI essentially is the producer's price index, and it is a more forward-looking inflation reading than CPI. And what you'll see from this is usually if PPI goes up, it means that the cost of producers to produce stuff has gone up, and they will pass those prices onto consumers. So usually that means their inflation will rise, prices will rise. Now that we've seen that coming down, it's adding further pressure onto that narrative that we are going to see potential, well, not necessarily cuts, but if we go take a look at that 2-year yield right now, it's dropping again. And this is the exact same situation as what we had yesterday when we were talking about if we do see CPI coming in low, which was forecast, but it's about what's expected and the deviation from those expectations. So because we deviated quite away from those deviations, we had quite a sharp US dollar downside movement. We're having the exact same impact here a little bit, not as aggressive, but is starting to break lower again. So if we do see that, I do think this is good for those gold longs that you were looking for. So if we do break for 4.1% or lower on the yields, then you know that could be a sustained move on gold instead, and we could actually probably see a gold a little bit more high than we are now, maybe back into the $4,100 levels, perhaps even a little bit higher. So yeah, be interesting to see how that plays out over the next couple of days, because if we do sustain and hold today without, you know, Middle East tensions getting a bit too aggressive, then you know, I think we could easily push into that $4,100 area, and that could obviously lead to a couple of short-term trades and opportunities. But yeah, probably have to wait now to see if we get a decent little bit of a pullback here before we start looking for those long ideas, or at least have some kind of, you know, accumulation starting to build in and around these areas, and then maybe a breakout and a continuation higher. This has actually seen Bitcoin rise a little bit too, so a little bit of a rally there. We're starting to cool that a little bit. I've just found that I was just going to bring this in. This is what I was going to bring in earlier when I was talking about Trump and the Bitcoin price, and someone has made a graphic about it, which is great, because that means I don't have to do any work for it. But they've put a little thing up about where the war started and the peace talks and the kind of, you know, detail of what happens to crypto in terms of what happens in relation to the risk on, risk off sentiment. So, you know, at the moment, the deal is failing, and we are starting to see escalations rise. So is that another bearish sentiment towards crypto at the moment? And if it is, you know, where is price going to be? I still don't like the idea of buying until we kind of clear this 70k level. I think if we clear that, you know, maybe we can see a little bit more of a rise. Look at the weekly chart. So definitely the bigger picture. We are in that kind of pullback phase here at the moment. So, you know, maybe need to wait a little bit for a bit of a change of trend on the sort of 4-hour time frame or something to really start getting in on some shorts through here. Maybe a nice lower high or something, or a new low being formed, can then trigger us into that move. Or, you know, if you're a dollar cost average trader, you know, trying to get short, as long as stops stay above 70,000, maybe we could look down towards that 54k target, and then as price moves up, maybe add into another position X, Y, and Z. So yeah, it's just something to think about as well.
So you're looking for shorts when we hit the previous high of the Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, I like that area. Obviously, we've seen a rejection in here before. So, you know, I don't mind seeing price kind of come back into that area, see if we get a rejection again. You know, yesterday we were looking to see if we get shorts around this position, but just didn't happen. So yeah, I wouldn't mind just seeing price kind of try and really fail to kind of break through and make any new higher highs. If that's the case, then that might be a nice idea to look for a short. But I just don't think, like we were saying yesterday, I just don't think the bullish narrative is here necessarily. You know, with the CPI yesterday coming in lower, and we saw that kind of spike in Bitcoin, it was mainly probably because, you know, the rate hikes were kind of being pulled off a little bit. And if we are going to see, let's say we do see rate hikes, that would probably be pretty negative for the likes of Bitcoin. If we go take a look at 2022, where we were getting those interest rate hikes, we can see actually Bitcoin performed pretty poorly in those conditions. So that's why we saw that kind of supported condition there in the CPI. But, you know, we'll have to see what Wash says again today. Yesterday, he was very much like, we can't rely on one print, which is fair enough. So he'll probably continue that talk and that narrative going into today's testimony as well. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on yields. If we do see a break below and into some new lows here on the 2-year yields, dollar's looking pretty negative at that point. I did like the idea of being a buyer of cable, which is pound against the US dollar. Recently, we had some commitment of trader report data showing some very, very strong aggressive selling from hedge funds and large speculators down towards these lows at 130.150. Price has now kind of come up, so I'm looking for breaks of 134.50 before starting to look for some long ideas there. My euro trade got taken out at break even, so the second one I got taken out at break even because yeah, price is just taken off to the upside now on that.
Amazing. Let's take a look at the chat, which is more of like a restaurant menu today. It's a tea, cake, making us hungry. We have a question for
you.
this guy robot comes with this idea and rollovers everyone with this food thing. So we have Torjak asking, Mr. Jonathan, I have a quick question for you. How long do you take to recover all your losses back to break even?
As in, like, if I was in drawdown, that's what that means.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, who knows? It depends, really. I try and minimize my losses as much as possible. So, you know, I think for me, it's, you know, there's been times where I've been in sort of 4 or 5% drawdowns, and there's been times where, you know, I've had 10 losses in a row and lost less than 1%. I think what matters the most is your process, and just making sure you stick to that process. If you have a significant drawdown, then, you know, then if it's a drawdown that's going to really, you know, impact your emotions and things like that, maybe you just need to minimize your risk a little bit before continuing to trade. I think what a lot of traders do is they when they're losing, they add more risk. So I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think if you're losing, always kind of lower your risk down. But you can take, it depends what your data tells you. And, you know, you're probably going to get bored of me saying stuff like this, because I'm a big data guy. So, you know, look at your data. If your data says that you've got like a very strong chance of risk of ruin, then maybe you need to change what you're doing, or at least lower your risk a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really remember any specific times of me being in, you know, huge drawdowns where I had to try and recover from those. And I've never really kind of looked into how long it took me to recover them back. So I can't give you a straight answer on that one. But yeah, try and if you are in drawdown now, just try and review what you've done. Is there anything that you can change? Anything that's different? You know, I'm a big believer in looking at your conditions of your market, right? So just to show you how I would kind of like let's just do an example of how I would take a position in the market. So let's say there's an upward trend, right? So I'm a big trend trader. You know, I like to look at each leg and call it different things. So the leg that goes with the trend, I like to call phase 1. Leg that goes against it, phase 2. Right now, the best positions to trade are going to be when that phase 2 changes into a phase 1, right? So I'm always looking for opportunities around these kind of areas in here. So if we say that this orange line here is like a daily chart, then if we look at this as, let's do this as a sort of red line. Let's say the red line is the 1 hour, and it's all fractal. So you can look at this from 30 minutes, 15 minutes to 1 minute, whatever. What you'll see is on the hourly chart, there'll be a downward trend, blah, blah, blah. Right. Ignore the poor drawing there. Let me just zoom in so you can see it a little bit. So what I'm always trying to do is find when that condition changes from being in a downward trend on, like, let's say the hourly chart, where that changes for opportunities to get back in with the overall predominant trend of that market. Now, what many traders will do, let's say I went long here, right? Let's say we had that head and shoulders pattern. I traded the breakout of the head and shoulders. My stop loss is below the swing low, and I'm targeting wherever I'm targeting. Let's say the market was starting to sort of go in my direction. It was nice, you know, everything was making higher highs and higher lows, but then it switches, right? Starts making lower lows and lower highs, and then comes back to break even, starts going again, but consolidates and then drops, right? A lot of traders will hold throughout that position in here, right, and get stopped out. I am very good at now cutting trades early, right? So if the conditions change, so the condition changes where the price made a new lower low here, because to me that means that we could be coming back into either retest these lows or whatever. So I will just get out of that trade, wait for price to come down. If the conditions present itself again where I can get in on another breakout, I'll get in again and try and see if I can get that move. But if price continues down, then there's nothing to worry about because I've cut my trade a little bit earlier because the conditions have changed. And like I said yesterday, I always just try and ask myself the question. Instead of looking at the P&L, I look at, has the condition changed in order for me to do something different? And if it hasn't, then I stick with the trade. If it has, I cut the trade, because my data shows me that if I get a change of trend, let's say on that hourly chart, right? If I get a change of trend, then my data shows me that, 75% of the time, it's going to come all the way back to break even, potentially back to a stop loss. So I want to make sure that I'm cutting these trades here. And there's a real easy way that you can do this. So when you do your journal and your trading journal, everyone has I'm assuming everyone has a journal, but if you don't, one of the things that you can track is how price has moved after your trade is done. I think when a trade's done, people just like wash their hands of it. Whereas I like to track what happens after. So I'll have like a document just saying, oh, plus or minus X amount of pips from the days, right? So, for me, it's just about, in that data, it showed me, okay, well, actually, if I stuck with that trade because nothing changed, then I would have had an X amount rewards for that. If it did change, what happened? Did it come back? What did it do? So I think the thing is, it's just about studying those trades. You actually find there's a lot of information that you can find. I'm a big golfer, right? So, I like to think that I've become semi-decent at golf now, but I only learned because I was watching what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? So I think review and see what happens and see how you can get better doing that.
All right, guys. What's up? How's it going?
Hey, Jonathan.
Good. How are you?
Oh, Jonathan.
Good. Now, we have something exciting happen later in the afternoon.
What that is?
You'll be able to make my screen share. Yep. Risk to reward of 3 versus a risk to reward of 2.7 on England versus Argentina. It's close. It's gonna be a good one.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that should be. It's gonna be a really good one. But it's so even. Like, I'm looking at the odds right now, and it's like 2.7 versus 3, and it even got like 2.9 at playing equal here at the last 90 minutes. That's gonna be a good match. Okay. Trading wise, what are we doing today? How are you guys doing?
Are you betting on the match? That's a valid question.
Yeah, I am actually betting equal amounts on both winning, which means I will lose everything if they're equal at 90 minutes. But I will obviously lose the stake on one, but then make it back, because the risk to reward here, guys, it's all about risk to reward. It's 3, which is good. But yeah, a game like this probably is going to be going on for quite some time.
I hope not. I really hope it's England 2 full time, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd take that all day of the week.
Alex saying you better put your money on England.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. England or Argentina, they definitely have a history when it comes to football. So this is going to be a very interesting one. Did you guys watch the game yesterday between Spain and France?
Yeah. Yeah,
Spain. I fell asleep. Oh, the game started, and I fell asleep on the couch, and then I woke up like in the hydration break, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this, so I went to bed.
It was a really good game, to be fair. It was a really good watch. I couldn't believe Spain won, actually. I was very much expecting France just to steamroll it, but no, they came through. They did well.
Yeah, me too. I saw that Spain absolutely killed it. Took over the game from the very start. Yeah, definitely interesting game. Who do we have in the chat? Do we have we got Luna? Hello, Luna. How are you doing in Portugal? It's supposed to be very warm over there. Oh no. Okay. I thought she wrote soccer. So okay. No, she wrote football. Okay. So she's not from the US. Okay, we got Glenn. We got Glenn as well. I haven't responded to your email. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna get you. We're definitely gonna get you on the live stream. Hopefully we can do that. I was supposed to share my screen as well, so let me get that up and running because I am in a short on Bitcoin. We hit that level that we talked about. We talked about that level yesterday, the area between 65 and 66. This is my area of interest for Bitcoin. It's an interesting situation here because we have either, this potentially could be a good short where I'm looking to I've only entered a half of the position. So usually what I do is I risk 1 to 2% on a trade. And this I'm only in with 0.5%. And my max allocation would be 1% risk. Because of what I showed you guys yesterday, right? We had the linear, we can just draw the channel today. We don't have to add any fancy indicators, but it's basically, this is the channel, right? That we're trading within. And then we can just see that a best fit line through this would be something, oh, that is bad. Something like this, So we're somewhere, in the middle of this channel where I think the best trade is probably going to be taken somewhere around this area, which, and at that point I would go in with that 2%. So only, max 1% on this one. Then if it hits stop loss, it's going to be a small loss. What's happening right now? Why are we pumping? PPI? Oh, it's right now. Oh, it's 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Okay.
23 minutes ago. Yeah.
Oh, it's actually lower. Core PPI was higher.
No, it's just lower.
Was lower. So month to month was lower. We had. Okay, interesting. It's lower than expected.
It was like
I wonder if
yesterday.
Do you think this will affect what Wars is gonna say today? Because yesterday he said one data point is not a trend or something like that. And is this gonna have an effect? Do you think?
Well, yeah, I think he's going to say the exact same thing again. He's just going to stick to the script.
2 data points is not a trend.
Yeah, exactly.
250 data points is still not a trend.
I think we need to see, I'd love for it to be NFP already. Because we've seen a lot of talk about, more jobs being cut, X, Y, and Z. So, I think that will also be a big catalyst to seeing some dollar weakness. So, yeah, I mean, PPI was forecast again to come in lower, and but it's again surprised from those deviations. So that's why we're seeing such a big move in the US dollar right now. Again, very similar to CPI.
Interesting. And there was something else happening earlier today. Yeah, we had the US military coming out and saying that they began striking Iran heavily. They were going to strike Iran to reduce their capabilities to attack ships in the Strait of Hormuz. That seemed to have caused a move to the upside, and then obviously this came along, and we don't really see much of a move to the upside anymore.
No, it's very much tug of war at the minute, I think. Traders trying to price in that potential inflation expectations, and then trying to price in the sort of war premium as well. It's just is creating that little bit of tug of war at the moment, which is making it very difficult trading conditions. I was earlier in the stream, I was short euro dollar, and it's playing out quite nicely. I was up 2-1 on the second position, well, actually over 2-1 on the second position. Moved stops to break even, and then PPI came out and took me out of break even. So now probably looking for a little bit more on the other side now. We are starting again, seeing yields follow a similar path to yesterday. So that's usually going to be dollar weakness continued. You know, the bond market breaks 4.1. I was saying earlier, we're probably looking at long gold, short US dollars, so long euro. I really like pound longs at the moment. So, you know, and Kiwi longs. So if you're looking for any markets to really look at, you're starting to see some breakouts across the markets there. It's probably helped my dollar yen again, which keeps just grinding, keeps dropping and then grinding back higher on me, which is awful. So, you know, I might have to consider getting out of this one and just repositioning myself again when it's all at break even. So a lot of effort for not a lot of reward right now. Dollar yen.
USD JPY is one of those. I'm going to show you. I've been doing research on USD JPY basically all of this year, and it's like it's such a good example of when you know that saying where, you know, the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, or basically saying, you know, something like the RSI can stay overbought for an extended period of time, right? And I think USD JPY is a perfect example of that, because eventually it's gonna break eventually. I don't know what all of these things are. Let me see if I can pull up the right one. I'll see if I have an old chart on USD JPY. USD JPY. There's a lot of these high time frame shorts. I think it might be this one, June 5, March 11. Yeah, probably this one. Let's see. So I think USD. No, this is NCD JPY. Why is it NCD JPY? Let's see. Okay, just gonna change pair. I think USD JPY is. No, this is the wrong one. Let's go. There's so many pairs and so many drawings here. Yeah, okay, so this pair is such a nice one and has been so good to trade because it's trading within this high time frame range, and you have, for example, the carry trade unwinding here back in summer of 2024, and I guess everyone's looking at this and thinking, okay, well, we are around that level. I mean, I shorted USD JPY here, and then it went back up into my entry, and I've held it for, like, at that point, I think 8 weeks, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this. You know, I'm not just paying swaps. I'm giving back unrealized profit. I have to close this one, right? So I'm just waiting for. You know, we had all the signs of going short. We had, like, the bearish divergences, and everything was looking quite nice here. We're looking at, I believe, looking at this from a cycle perspective, where we connect the lows here. You can see that you have significant lows in price at these cycle lows. Of course, first these lows, and then that one. And what's interesting now is that we are midway through this low, and where I think potentially we'll get a low on USD JPY, which would be closer to the end of this year, right? So I'm thinking if we're now in between these two major lows from a timing perspective, it very much aligns with that timing of seeing a top on USD JPY here. The question is just, when is that going to happen? And I think it's important here to be patient. So something that I'm looking at here is I need to see kind of like the weekly structure break, because if we go back to look at 2024, if we are going to get a type of unwinding of the carry trade that we had back then, there's going to be time to short this. We'll have like here we had this week, to confirm that something is happening. But I would argue that it's not until like this region where the whole structure kind of started changing on a daily, and that gave us, a good. Let's see, we had at least 1 week to position ourselves. So I think there's going to be time when that happens. We're not going to drop. Like, we're not going to drop 2,000 pips in a day, but I think in 2 months we might,
Wow, yeah, I was looking for some kind of interventions around 162, especially being up around those levels, but I'll have to wait and see. The thing is that they always kind of say that if dollar yen moves aggressively, then they'll intervene, the Bank of Japan. So we've not really seen that. Market has just been slowly grinding higher. So yeah, I'll have to wait and see. I think I might have to think about getting out and repositioning myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's because and the reason why you would want to get out is because you're paying the swaps, basically.
Yeah, it's gonna cost too much.
I wonder if there's, I mean, you're not paying swaps in the futures market.
No.
Yeah.
Are you?
No. Swaps, no.
No. Okay. So then what are you paying in the futures market if you're not paying swaps?
The round for the opening, the closure, and you have the margin requirements to hold the trade overnight and over the weekend and during the day. So it's different amount of funds that you need to have in the account, basically, depending on
You're still waiting for my answer?
the position.
Okay. We got Tradeify as well. What's up, man?
Yeah.
How's it hanging?
Oh, what?
How's it hanging?
Oh, good. Well,
Oh, good. That's good that it's hanging good. Good, great. I just got had an alert on Bitcoin. Let's see why did I get an alert? Because we actually do have a low time frame breakout here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now reclaiming 65k. I think this is temporarily. I don't think this is something that's going to be. I mean, it could. There's definitely the risk here, or not the risk, but the probability of seeing Bitcoin breaking above this level. I remember, we talked about this, as I've already mentioned, we talked about this yesterday, where this could very well be the low of this move, right? So if we're gonna get a repetition of this one, then we are trading right now here, and the 65k level is this one right here, which back then was 72, which makes sense, I think, because if Bitcoin, like for Bitcoin to break below 60 again and continue lower, there needs to be something, there needs to be something needs to happen. There needs to be a catalyst, and the Iran situation, I don't think anything can happen in the Middle East right now that can create a major catalyst, because like I think most of the situations in the Middle East are already priced in, and I mean, this war can go on for 6 months, and I don't really think the market will care much. I mean, if there's if they drop a nuke or something, that might change things, right? But the probability of that happening is so low that I think the catalyst that we'll need from this is I think probably AI. You know, if we have a lot of earnings reports today. We had, for example, yesterday we got IBM, I believe, dropped 20% because they saw a shift in consumer spending, where there was a shift that was not, a very helpful for IBM. And I read some analysis on that, where there is a risk that shift in IBM is not just isolated to IBM, but it could be a sign that something's changing in AI. So we'll see what the earnings reports say from the software companies and the companies involved with AI. There might be a chance that they show signs that they're experiencing the same type of issues that IBM was. And then that might be a catalyst for the stock market to move lower. And we all know that when the stock market moves lower, Bitcoin moves lower, right? And then you combine that with, imagine you have two things happening at once. AI, like earnings report showing signs of a weakening AI market. And then at the same time, Kevin Ward doubles down on the, being that mighty guardian of inflation, So maybe. That's one scenario that I'm thinking, like, if that happens, we're going to be dropping. Because we look at the stock market, we look at the S&P 500. What's happening on the stock market? We're consolidating, right? We're not, we're consolidating at resistance. We've been in. If we view this move to the downside as a deviation below range lows, we've basically been in a range since May, which is not particularly bullish from a price action perspective. There's a lot of indecision in here, so there is some room to the downside. There's room of 3-4% move to the downside, and if we get a 3 to 4% move to the downside, we might have Bitcoin falling lower because it's already relatively low. On the contrary, if those two reasons or scenarios that I've outlined here, if they instead turn bullish, which would mean AI is healthy, Kevin Ward starts talking about being a little bit softer in his language, then the stock market might break out into new all-time highs, and I think that's when we're gonna get that move up into the 72s or 75s for Bitcoin, where I will be looking to put in a bigger short position. Should I call it Jonathan? Like, what should I call you? Because I can't call, like, it's weird, I thought I was Jonathan. Who are you?
I'm until today.
You can call me whatever you like. I usually go by Jono, John. Don't mind.
John. Can I call it? What do you have? Do you have something that, like, do you go by Jonathan, or do you have like some?
No, I do usually go by Jono, because there's a big, obviously England's a very footballing place, and I feel like if you played football as a kid, you just get an O automatically added to the last of your name.
Okay.
So Davo, Jono, Maiko.
All right. Well, there it is, Jono. Let's go.
Automatically. I was actually just looking at some seasonal patterns, because I was trying to look at Bitcoin. I was trying to find something that contradicts our analysis. I like to do that sometimes to see if there is anything that kind of, because you can get married to the bias, right? And I think sometimes when you
I love that. That's the best feeling in the world. You find an idea and it's like, it's so much easier when you just tell yourself that this is just perfect, right?
Yeah.
You know, everything just becomes so much easier.
Yeah, and then you decide to just put everything on it and lose it all.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And it feels good until you lose it all.
Yeah.
It feels fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been guilty of that a lot in the past. So sometimes I like to try and find things that contradict my predictions so that I can get a bit more of a balanced argument. But yeah, so I was just looking at some seasonal charts here and looking at, there's usually, so what I've got here is, I'll just take off the current year. This red line here is the past 10 years average of Bitcoin price. And we do have a seasonal pattern around this time of year, which is between the 13th of July and the 28th of July. It has an 80% win rate. So that just basically means over the last 10 years, we've had 8 winners, 2 losses. The average gain on that is around 15.8%. Max profit has been 30.2%, and the average loss has been 11.8%. But like I said, we've only really had 2 losses in the past 10 years on this. Now, looking at the current year versus the 10-year, we do have a negative 89% correlation with price right now. So it doesn't really fill me with much joy of this actually playing out. Sometimes in some of the software that I use, I can use something called TruePath, which kind of adds a little bit of a calculated of how similar years are performing with this year. I mean, it's got a 70% correlation, and we still get a little bit of a seasonal pattern. So the years that have performed very similar to what we're seeing now, which has only been 4 of those, there is a 100% win rate from the 15th of July to the 30th of July of a bit of a bullish run. So maybe that kind of contradicts a little bit of what we're doing in terms of the seasonal stuff. I went to the current of traders reports then and just had a little look at where, you know, we were seeing positioning and stuff. And when I look at the commercials, they are heavily short Bitcoin prices, whilst the non-commercials are heavily long. Now, when I look at sort of history and how that has impacted price before, it does typically lead to a little bit more upside. So the last time we were in a similar area with the contracts was back in 2023, and that was just before we had that aggressive bull run in the market. So whether that kind of fuels anything within us, I think always using CO2 reports on a market that's so young can be a little bit difficult to kind of judge. So yeah, I mean, take that maybe with a little bit of a pinch of salt. I do think that a lot of factors have to change for this to really become sort of, you know, a bullish market as what we've experienced in the past. But you know, those loosening of those rates, you know, maybe we won't see hikes. Maybe that can be something that puts the fear and greed index in a little bit more of a positive light. I don't know where that is at the moment. Let's have a little look. We were in the fear, so we haven't really changed for over the past sort of week, you know, 44, 43s on the fear and greed index at the moment. So until we're in this kind of these 2 stages here, I think that's when we can start being a little bit more bullish on a market like Bitcoin. Obviously then,
yeah,
if Bitcoin starts going, then we're more likely to see all the other coins do a very, very similar thing.
I had a traders interview done today, and you know, when we're talking about, you know, Bitcoin pumping and maybe, you know, some of the altcoins are going to following, and we're going to have someone, you know, altcoin season or whatever. So I had this interview today with a trader from South Korea. And this dude is just awesome. I asked him like, can you pull up TradingView and we can look at a few charts? And he's like, oh, I don't have TradingView. I only trade within a Tradeify crypto platform. Like, oh, that's cool, because a lot of people they do the analysis on TradingView and then they trade on whatever platform they're trading on, right? So this guy pulls up DX Trader with all of these different charts, and I'm like, okay, can you walk me through a trade idea? Walk me through a setup. Like how are you trading? And he's like, oh, I go into these Telegram groups and like these groups. And then I'm like, okay. And then what do you do? It's like, I look at what they're writing and the coins, and I'm like, okay, back up a little bit here, like, what are you saying? Are you saying that you're going with like pump and dump groups and you're just, doing that pump? No. So if they tell me to buy something, I sell it. Like, so he has this like a bunch of like WhatsApp group and Telegram groups. Like, I go through all the groups, I gather my information, and then I see all the coins that they're talking about. If it has pumped, I sell it.
I love that.
I'm like, okay. And he's made like $3,000 in payouts only doing this.
I love that a lot.
It's amazing. It just goes to show that there's so many ways to trade. And he has been able to find like the most ridiculous edge in doing something that is like, obviously signal groups and everything, it's very much frowned upon, which, for good reasons. So when he started talking about that, I'm like, okay, maybe we can't upload this, But yeah, it's interesting. And I asked him, what other markets are you trading? He's like, I'll try other markets. I tried NASDAQ and Forex, but they're not the same as crypto. I'm like, yeah, of course they're not if you're, following that type of strategy, But it just goes to show that the crypto market is so special, because if you're a Forex trader, you're going to be looking at, look at the bigger trends. You're going to be looking at, interest rates and central bank divergences and things like that. But then in crypto, you can literally just trade these ridiculous coins. Like, for example, we had a trader making a payout of almost 10K on Fartcoin. That's the only altcoin that he traded. So I'm like, oh, here's a trader. He made 10K. Let's see what he traded. Like, yeah, Fartcoin.
Can I ask a question? Did he buy it or sell it?
I think it traded it. Just traded the volatility up and down.
Okay. That's just, yeah. I can't imagine a coin named that doing, amazing things. But
well, I can pull it up right here. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Fartcoin right here, and we can look at Fartcoin on the weekly. This has, might not have the strongest fundamentals. The utility is questionable, but there's but yeah, there's volatility here. I mean, I gotta get a nice little low time frame breakout here. If you're still long on that one, you're up 10%. It's something. But
you can kind of see break and read this there. It breaks the support, it becomes a resistance. It's quite a clear chart if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why support and resistance works, right?
Yeah.
look. Yeah, it's because so many people are looking at the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, it's resistance. Okay, like, it's just crazy that a coin with literally no use case whatsoever. It's just a meme. It's like, it doesn't exist. It shouldn't exist. There's nothing here. It's just, whatever.
Well, I've just Googled it, and Fartcoin is a cryptocurrency that allows users to submit fart jokes or memes to claim initial tokens.
Okay.
I was just curious to see what the utility was, you see. Yeah. Now, that's something I can get behind. I'm not going to lie. Like,
I kind of like it.
I can join that community. I'll have a go.
Okay, I wonder what the market cap is on something like this.
Do you want to know?
I want to know.
I'm on Coin Market Cap right now. Let's have a look. The market cap is $154.69 million apparently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Far.
And that means there's money. There's money on this, you know.
Yeah.
It's insane because Altcoin is the cryptocurrency that has the it's on spot 141 out of like 8 million different coins. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, say what you want about crypto, but this is ridiculous. But I guess it doesn't matter, because if you're trading this, you don't care about the fundamentals. You're not holding this. I mean, you're not a value investor, right?
I love what you said. The fundamentals. I really want to know what the fundamentals of this is.
Yeah. What are you tracking? You know what I mean?
What is exactly the utilization of that one?
Yeah,
but it moves.
Fair play.
Definitely moves. I mean, there's some things going on here. Crazy. But there's so many different interesting strategies that you can apply to the crypto market that you just can't.
He goes through all these groups on Telegram and he collects the information. He does the opposite. It's just like such a funny proof that majority of traders lose money in the market, right? Because the only thing that he does is the following of what majority of people are doing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a legit strategy though, because that's why a lot of brokers have retail sentiment scanners and stuff, isn't it? So you can take the other side. I actually used it for a dollar CAD long before. It was very heavily weighted that retail were heavily short US dollar CAD, and it ended up buying it on a breakout, and it did like 4 or 5 to 1.
Wow.
So there's definitely edge in that, and if you can find that edge, then fair play. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know about Tom Dante, Trader Dante.
Mm-hmm.
So he did a interview many years ago and talked about how he had, I don't know if it was a student or something, but he met that guy and they sat in the pub or whatever, and he asked him about his strategy, and he's like, well, said something about he were following all of these influencers that had signal groups, and he were taking notes on every single one of these, right? And he had all of the detailed notes saying that, okay, if this influencer sends out a long signal on EU on a Friday, he has a 100% chance of losing, so he fades that. And he made a shit ton of money doing that. Like, he was super successful. So he were going through and like he was trading other people, right? So when he would look through all of these influencers, all of these traders, and be like, okay, this is his statistics, so he shouldn't be trading on Friday. So whatever he does on a Friday, chances are that if I fade him, I'll make money.
I like it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, it's a zero-sum game, isn't it? So there is always somebody else on the other side of your trade. So, you might as well go against the ones that lose, right?
Yeah.
It's not always the case. Obviously, there are moments like I know that if you trade lean hogs, retail apparently are very good at that, because it's obviously like farmers and things like that, and they really understand that market. So, that's probably one of the only areas that you should follow the retail on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. If you can find an edge in that, I think it's great. I always look at retail sentiment whenever I take a position. I always try and figure out, what side of the fence I'm on. And retail are not always wrong. Yeah, but we all know the stats on it. So it's unfortunate, and I think it's changing. I actually think it's changing a lot. I think we are starting to see a huge shift in the retail center. I saw a stat the other day that one of the brokers were reporting a 50-50 performance. I thought that's quite nice to hear, that retail are starting to fight back a little bit and gain a bit of a footing.
When you look at sentiment, retail sentiment, what tools are you using?
So there's a free one on MyFXbook that you can use. That's pretty common. One that I use is also from Financial Source. I'm looking here as well. It just kind of tells you sort of, where retailer positions, how aggressive they are. So you look, I mean, I'm one of the retail short dollar yen right now. So, I'm in this category. So, that might not be something that works out, but yeah, we can see, if we go down the line, majority of retail is still sort of,
they're very long on gold, silver. That's
very long on silver. Yeah. But this kind of gives us a little bit of details of where they are. 17.6% of them are underwater, which basically means that they have long positions above current price. Underwater shorts have shorts below current price, only 4.3% of those. And we can kind of just see where those positions are, depending on where they get their data from, obviously. So yeah, I like to just kind of have a little glance. There's the one on MyFXbook is a little bit better, just in terms of being able to read it. So for example, on where's dollar CAD? So if we go take a look at the chart with the historic positions in. So, I mean, look at this whole trend throughout this period here. So this is where I actually went long dollar CAD on this breakout here of this kind of like triangle cap. There's like a triangle pattern through there, and I bought that breakout. But that was because we were seeing short positions from retail increasing, longs decreasing. So they essentially were trying to add into short positions here. They probably saw this huge bearish daily engulfing candle and tried to short that, which then obviously got smashed. They tried to reduce their positions from there, but then again started to add in, and you can just see that if you went against their positioning, you'd have done pretty well out of that. Starting to see that kind of come back now, starting to see them start to reduce those short positions, increase those long positions. So they're starting to get long dollar CAD as prices fallen. So some markets it works very well on, others not so much. But you can kind of look at the popularity of that symbol and see if you can get some information from it. I know Kiwi CAD is a market that I like long because of fundamental reasons. And when I see that and I see the fact that we are starting to see, retail start to get short this market, it kind of gives me a little bit more confidence to potentially hold that trade through there. So yeah, but there's lots of different sources that you can look at. MyFXbook is the free one, but I'm sure that most brokers have their own kind of information and stuff as well.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at that, and it's so clear that retail is just doing the opposite. I mean, that chart specifically is quite interesting. You see an uptrend, and they just keep shorting and they keep adding to the short, and then when that uptrend ends, they start adding to longs.
A lot of retail mindset, isn't it? Is that they think their price is too high, so they try and add into those short positions, and then when price is low, they think it's too low, so they try and basically call the top of the market rather than trying
Going in the
to
trend, huh?
ride the trend. Yeah.
And the
Yeah, it's
same reason
interesting.
why people lose money in crypto market, right? They sell it too early and they buy it too late, essentially. Usually,
Yeah, for sure.
it's quite interesting. Really interesting index.
Have you thought about only looking at, so if we're talking like forex, have you thought about only looking at pairs that are giving you a positive carry? Because I'm trying to develop this tool where I get a list of all the pairs that are where the trend is aligned with the carry trades.
Yeah, I mean, I used to actually have a not necessarily the carry trade, but I used to have a strategy which would only trade exotic pairs on a Wednesday night for the triple swap charges. So I would essentially sell dollar peso every Wednesday because the interest rate in Mexico was like 30% versus like the US, which was like 4% or something. So yeah, I used to have a strategy doing that, but it got a bit ropey, so I stopped.
Yeah,
because it can gap quite a bit, especially when it actually became more of a problem when Trump came into his presidency the first time. So back in 2016, actually became a bit of a problem there because I was like, well, he had his whole campaign was very big against Mexico at that point. And obviously that was when he was like building borders and building the walls and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of volatility around on dollar peso at that point. So that was an interesting time. But yeah, you can look at it like that. I mean, that's how I guess hedge funds position themselves a lot of the time, is looking at that carry trade. That's why dollar yen predominantly is a chart that goes up. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to look into. It's whether if you can align the sort of interest rate expectations with that as well, then I think that would be a good thing to look into.
but I think if so I can, if we share my screen here, we can look at the USD CHF. So apparently the local trend here would be bullish, right? I mean, I think the tool kind of looks at this channel. I would assume, but then of course if you zoom out, what you see is I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you want to be on the right side of the carry trade, the trend on the higher time frames will usually be in reverse, right? Because of the way that works, right? There's a between the US dollar and the Swiss franc, there's a difference of, I think, somewhere between 3 and 4%, which fundamentally has been the cause of this downtrend. So when it's time to go long and use the CHF on the higher time frames, that might be when that carry trade starts to unwind, which by the looks of it, it's never going to happen. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
Swiss is a bit of a wild market. The Swiss franc in particular is not necessarily a stable market. Plus, there's been a lot of they consider the Swiss franc, don't they, as the sort of European safe haven. There's been a lot of turmoil in Europe over the past few years. So I think we've started to just see that Swiss franc act as a little bit more of a safe haven, more so than the Japanese yen, which is why we've seen yen continue to weaken versus the Swiss franc, which has been super strong. And I think they were looking to intervene quite a few times, but they didn't, because Trump was saying they were going to put extra tariffs on people that control their currency and stuff like that. So they very much stopped trying to intervene. So yeah, sorry, I can see MT5 soundtrack in the background. That's my MT platform that's going on and off. So,
Yeah, I can hear that. All right. Yeah, MT5 soundtrack. We got Trader. Oh, we got Trader Anastasia. That's Anastasia. You're in the comment section. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, didn't know that.
Okay. Let's see. I'll make. Let's see if I can make you a moderator.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Wow.
You are now a moderator. Congratulations.
I'm leveling up and
Jonathan, I have a request.
You have a request. Oh, okay. What's gonna happen now? Yeah.
I'm just so done with the blue color. Can you change the color of moderator? Give me some red kind of thing. Just.
Red? No, I can't do that.
Oh shit.
I mean, he is Spidey. He should get red now.
Yeah, I should be red. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can ban Jesse P now. You can do whatever you want. You can ban everyone. Ban everyone. Yeah.
And also we get the like target.
Did we?
Yeah.
Do we have a like? What's the like target?
40.
What was the like target? 40? Did we hit 40 likes today?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let's do a giveaway then.
On that note, write fart in the chat to participate in the game.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do that. You said it, so we'll do fart. I guess we're at that stage where we feel, Ayush, I feel like we're at that stage in our relationship where we are comfortable with that. So let's write fart and we'll do a little giveaway here, guys.
Yeah. Anastasia, can you help me with the screenshot key? I forgot what was it.
Command Shift 3.
3.
Or Command
4,
Shift 4 if you want a full screen share.
Thank you so much.
Robot, do you mean 24 hours? Dark race? I think actually can be funny. We can start the dark race today and announce the winner tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. No, we can do that. We can do that. I will start it. 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll do that. 24 hours.
You just made me a moderator. You're gonna hate me already.
Yeah. We'll do a 24-hour duck race. Which means, and we'll do a double one. We'll give away two two accounts tomorrow. So we can't do that because we need two winners. Okay, we'll do this 24 hours and then we'll do another giveaway. Okay, good, great. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll see. 24 hours duck race. That's ridiculous, but we'll try it.
So who's gonna run that?
I will.
Okay, then I'm sending.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it because your computer and connection and everything very unreliable.
I have a good computer. Sorry, sir.
Yes, but your connection is very Indian connection. It's not great connection.
Can I just ask, what's a duck race?
Oh, duck race. That's when you're in for a treat, my friend. You've never seen a duck race. It's a very advanced way of doing a giveaway. Well, you know when you take a bunch of ducks and you throw it in the river, and then the ones that gets to the target wins.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. But we're doing a digital version of that.
Oh, I was about to say, who's got the ducks and where's this happening?
Okay, let's see. The thing with this though is that we can't add add more people. So we'll give it a few more minutes so we can make sure that we have as many people as possible within this little duck race. So make sure that you hit the like, guys, and also if you're not subscribed already, do that. And if you hit that like, we can get some more people in here. We can get more people into the duck race. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna see. If I Google for where can I buy a big bag of rubber ducks, and then we'll see. From Amazon, you can buy it. It's like $20 or so. You get a bunch of ducks. I'm thinking I can go down. I get a river in town. I might just throw it in there, and then. This could be a really bad idea. Maybe illegal. We'll see. But on Amazon, you can buy 200 tiny rubber ducks, and then I can write a number on them. Not 200 because obviously that's too much to write.
I was just about to say, I really want a video on how you write a number on 200 small rubber ducks. I think that's gonna be a hit on YouTube if you post that.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Free delivery Tuesday, 21st of July. Okay, I'm very impulsive of me, so I should probably think about this. Yeah, okay, I thought about it. I'm buying it. But okay, rubber ducks, but they seem very small though. We need to get big ones. Okay. I need to go on my phone because that's where I have the company card connected to, because obviously this is a marketing expense. My accountant will ask me, well, hey, what's all the ducks for? It's like, yeah, doing duck race, rubber duck. But these small ducks, it looks like they're not floating. Okay, so you can buy one duck for $5. That's a bit too expensive. We're gonna get it for everyone. 50. Okay, 50 ducks. But it has delivery in August. Look. Here it is. You get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little duck there. So if I get like 50 of these, 50 should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Are we okay with doing it in August? Can we find quicker delivery? Oh, look at this. It's almost like the one we already have. Look at this one. This is amazing. Look, you got all the different ducks. Look.
Yeah.
What's better?
That's nice. To get that.
Is it
And
more
I
like
shoot them whoever comes last.
or is it Amazon?
Is it what?
Is it like kind of AliExpress demo, or are you looking at Amazon?
Express what? Man, your mic it's not great today.
Just order it from China and deliver you a bunch of ducks. Usually faster.
Yeah, of course it's from China. It's not like there's. I'd like to see a rubber duck from Europe. I don't think they're. Okay, so I have found one. It's we got 12. Okay, so this has a package of 12 different rubber ducks. They're all different ones. They got one that looks like a frog, one that looks like a I don't know what that is, a pig. I'm gonna get this one. Delivery is Monday the 20th. Yeah, we can do that. We'll do 12. I'll find the river. We'll find 12 people. I'll record it. And then we'll see. We'll do this. Definitely. Okay. Bye now.
Guys, don't hold your fart. Oh, I mean, don't spam fart in the chat.
What?
Sorry.
We can't spam fart?
Yeah, that's a lot
Yeah,
already.
don't spam fart.
Don't hold it. I mean, don't
Robot says, Jonathan, do you like cheese and crackers? Everyone likes cheese and crackers.
What's cheesy crackers?
Cheese and crackers is cheese and crackers.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Simon,
Okay,
send
home
me the-
delivery. Home delivery on Tuesday, or I can select Monday at nearest pickup point. No, home delivery. I want them delivered here. Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm doing this. Buy now. Here we go. Processing.
Order filled.
Yeah.
No way, was that? The timing on that was insane. Who had that order filled? Because I was reading order is processing. I'm like, order filled. Like, holy shit, who timed that? Wow, that's amazing. Okay, on July the 21st, we got 12 rubber ducks coming up, which means 12 lucky people are going to be the winner or potentially be the winner of something. What that is, I do not know. Who that is, I have no idea. And what it's going to be about is also going to be a surprise. But I imagine myself swimming and having to gather these ducks. Yeah.
You might need a big
Francis, should
net
I
as
send
well.
you the list of duck race?
Oh, you have the list.
Yeah, I do have. Can
Okay,
I-
give me the list then.
Okay. On
Give me the
WhatsApp?
list. We got 20. Now you can send it by letter. That's okay.
No, on WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp would be good.
All right.
Getting a fine. Is it going to be a marketing expense?
What's taking so long, Ayush? Are you writing them
No,
each?
I
can you
changed
copy
your
paste?
name from Sensei to Jonathan because we have two Jonathans and I can't find you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still searching. Okay.
He's Jono. Jono.
Yeah, I'll rewrite his name.
But is he gonna be in the giveaway?
Yeah.
But then what happens if we win?
He gets an account.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
I sent you the list.
All right, I got.
I don't
Oh,
want
yeah,
anyone
that's a
saying
good
that's
list.
rigged either, because I have not said anything.
Hey, man, you got that. You've copied the list, like gave me the same list like 4 times.
No, it's one time. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, are you using Claude for this? Like, you need to have a conversation with your assistant because this is terrible list, man.
Yeah.
I see robot is on here like 6 times. Yeah. It's like, we don't want him winning an account. It's bad for business. I like how Luna's still ignoring the question of where she's from. Who's making that sound?
No, not me.
What is that sound?
Sound.
You're not hearing that sound?
I
Sound?
do hear that. It's from Jonathan.
What?
The Edge.
You're not hearing that weird sound like shh.
No, not now, but it went away.
You did before, right?
Yeah. Maybe Roman?
Is that
Maybe it was
Roman?
maybe Airco here.
you have
Is
a
it
very
on?
powerful air condition if that's
It's a really powerful air conditioner. I'm sitting in the
Okay,
hoodie
maybe it is.
in summer.
okay, maybe it is. Have you sent me the list, Ayush?
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna take this list. I'm gonna give it to Claude. And I'm just gonna say remove all duplicates. Yeah. I accidentally selected Fable on like the highest effort, so this is gonna take like 2 business days. Okay, we got the list. I'll get 16 people. We don't have more than 16 people in.
Yeah, because 15 people are watching.
Okay, you guys are missing out. You guys are missing out on a 24-hour duck race. Now I'll show you, Jono, what a duck race is all about. So this is what it looks like.
Oh, I'm excited.
I've added the time here for 24 hours. Added the list of people, and then set, and we start. And after
Wait, this race is going on for 24 hours.
yeah, 24 hours. This is a long one. This is
What the hell?
When we did for the 30 minutes, the chat was like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And now we did 24
Okay,
hours.
let's go. So some
Do we check in like every hour to see who's in the lead, or?
I don't know. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this, but I see Donald Trump Duck Trump is yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna get back tomorrow. Tomorrow, close to the end of the stream, we'll see who wins this one, and then we'll do another little giveaway while we wait for this one as well. Of course, Glenn says we want live updates throughout. Yeah, I'll make sure to update you all on the progress of this giveaway, which I would assume is going to be very action packed, as you can all see. I'm just gonna go back and share my screen because I've been getting some alerts here while adding the names. I'm not sure if it's maybe just old alerts that doesn't have anything significant happening. Just want to go through the market, see if we have anything interesting happening here today. Let's see. What about Bitcoin? It's a very slow day today in the markets. At least if we're looking at the lower time frames. Ayush and Anastasiia, are you in trades?
I was in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go short or long?
Short in the London session and long after I was done. So I had 2 trades. I have to share my screen again. But I regret closing the trade because it went directly higher. So I was selling in this candle, and it was 1:1 trade, and I went long after this green bubble you can see, and put my take profit at the price level. But right after the news, it went towards this area which I was expecting as another range magnet. So now you can see it is ranging. So that was a trade on PAX. And I'm not sure about Anastasiia, but Anastasiia had a really great day yesterday on the forex.
Yeah, I had a great day yesterday. It wasn't so bad today either, but it depends how it's gonna end because I'm in 2 trades now. I'm in a long for silver, actually.
Oh.
Because I had this analysis already since the morning. If we're gonna hold this area, which we did, and we broke the previous high, so we changed the structure. The price renewed the current month's point of control and then came back towards, well, why is it lagging? I have no clue, but normally it's here. Yeah, it was here. It was now here. So we have more volume coming in at the moment, and I'm in a long on this, and I'm in a long on S&P 500, which was actually also analysis in the morning. I had one time at hitting break even, and before the PPI, I closed it because it did come back to the same exact area that I took a long from, and now I'm waiting for the price to hit my target. For now, we tested the volume on the market closure last Friday, and the price pulled back from there. So this was a weekly closure last week, and now we are pulling back. So hopefully we're gonna reach 76.35, 76.50. I'm gonna be very happy if we do, because then it's gonna hit my target. So that's are the only trades that I'm currently in.
So you use gold for both metals as in correlation term of like, or just separately trading them?
No, I use some correlation between those.
Yeah.
But I was in gold long as well. I took it after the CPI. I had a small trade on this one, a small risk. I did it after the price broke outside of this area. It came back to test this volume here, so the next candle, and I took it towards the final target. So I basically took it because it's between the second and the third target of my original trade ID, so at least the part of the profit I was able to take until 40.80. And then gold, it's looking a little bit worse. I do like how it looks with silver, so that's why I'm holding silver now. I feel like it has a little bit bigger potential to go further up. No.
So you're bullish on the gold on the higher time frame.
Sorry?
So you're bullish on gold on higher time frame?
Yeah. In the mid perspective, that's what I was breaking down in the beginning of the live stream. I'm bullish because of the cumulative delta. I'm bullish on the whole time. Yeah.
I'm starting to regret the 24-hour duck race. I don't really there's not much happening here. It's just they're just going back and forth.
Well, they'll have to be back to that's a good point.
I wish it was like I wish we had a game with more action, where you know what? I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna work with Claude Code. I'm gonna create something where we have something that's more interactive, where things is actually happening. And I'm thinking, having a game where viewers go in and we'll do something like, guess the price of Bitcoin of the close of the 1 hour candle at a specific time, and then like the top 3 or whatever wins something. But then there's like a matchup between the first one that has the closest price wins an account, and then the second and third one, they have to battle it out, like a Street Fighter type of fight, and then the winner gets an account.
Yeah, and we can do Scribble as well.
And then we'll do tournaments, right? We'll do tournaments. Where the winners, like the ones who are best at guessing the closing price of Bitcoin, goes on to we'll do that. We'll do a I don't know. We'll do something. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I have a few days left of the Claude Fable thing. So I'm going to plug everything in there and just have it create something for us. That's going to be pretty cool. Okay. I think there's not much else to do today other than, look at Ethereum, guys, just quickly before we end this. Big moves on Ethereum today. See if we can get above. So we had that yesterday and today. It's obviously, I would be looking for shorts, but I think, this is interesting. If we get another move to the upside, probably get a short in around. I mean, it's pretty much hitting the upper range of this trend here potentially. Yeah, interesting. But guys, it's we've come to the end of this live stream today. I would like to thank you all for joining today, and as always, if you're not subscribed already, please do so, and I'll get working on that game, and we'll see if we can have some fun interactive game here with the giveaways. If you have any ideas, guys, if you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments, and you can also send me an email to Jonathan at Tradeify.co. That's Jonathan without the H. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Anastasia, Tradeify, Jonathan with the H.
Yeah.
See you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Yep.